The little girl never asked for bread, she only stared at it with hungry eyes while her mother whispered, "We can't pay for food." Everyone in the saloon looked away except one quiet cowboy. What he did next didn't just feed a family, it changed an entire town forever. Stay until the end because the final promise made over one simple meal will leave you with tears in your eyes. Before we begin, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Every like helps us share more stories of kindness, courage, and hope. At high noon the Silver Sis Creek Saloon buzzed with laughter, clinking glasses, and the smell of fresh stew drifting through the warm wooden room. Cowboys laughed over card games, travelers warmed themselves by the stove, and the cook hurried between crowded tables carrying steaming plates. Near the doorway stood a young widow named Anna, her faded blue dress carefully patched in several places. Beside her was her 8-year-old daughter, Lily, whose tired eyes wandered toward the fresh bread on every table. They had walked for 2 days after leaving the small homestead they had lost a debt, following Anna's husband's death. Although hunger twisted inside her stomach, Anna kept her shoulders straight. She had promised herself she would never beg while she still had strength to work. Gathering every bit of courage she had left, she approached the owner quietly and asked, "Sir, we can't pay for food. Is there any work I can do in exchange for a meal?" Before the owner could answer, an impatient customer scoffed that the saloon was no place for charity. A few people lowered their eyes, pretending not to notice the embarrassed mother. Anna gently held Lily's hand and prepared to leave before causing more trouble. At a corner table sat Daniel Harper, a quiet cowboy known throughout the valley for his honesty more than his wealth. He had spent the morning driving cattle and had only just begun eating his lunch when he noticed the little girl's eyes. She never asked for his food, she simply looked at the warm loaf of bread before quickly looking away, trying not to seem hungry. Daniel remembered seeing the same look years ago on his younger sister during a harsh winter. Without making a grand display, he stood, carried his untouched meal toward the owner and calmly said, "Don't give them charity, give them my dinner and let me pay for another." Then he turned to Anna and spoke with gentle respect. No one should choose between dignity and supper. Anna tried to refuse, insisting she would rather earn every bite. Daniel smiled kindly, "Then earn tomorrow's meal today, let your daughter eat." Tears filled Anna's eyes as Lily slowly accepted the warm bread with trembling hands. The little girl smiled for the first time in weeks and the entire noisy saloon suddenly fell silent. Some customers looked ashamed for saying nothing, others quietly removed their hats. Daniel returned to his table without waiting for thanks, believing kindness should never demand applause. Yet neither he nor anyone else realized that this simple meal would soon inspire something far greater than any of them could imagine. Before sunset, a challenge would arrive that would test not only Daniel's generosity but the heart of the entire town. The next morning before sunrise, Anna returned to the saloon alone. She thanked the owner for yesterday's meal and quietly tied on an apron. "I came to repay every bite my daughter ate," she said. The owner was surprised. No one had asked her to return. Anna scrubbed wooden floors until they shone, washed stacks of dusty dishes, carried water from the town pump, and kneaded bread beside the cook without stopping once to complain. During the busiest hours, she greeted every customer with kindness, even those who had mocked her the day before. Daniel stopped by for lunch and barely recognized the tired woman from yesterday. She wasn't accepting help anymore, she was earning respect. Then something unexpected happened. A ranch hand accidentally dropped his wallet beneath the table, stuffed with nearly all his wages. Anna found it while sweeping. Without counting a single coin, she hurried outside and returned it untouched. The entire saloon witnessed the moment. The ranch hand shook his head in amazement. Most folks would have kept it. Anna simply smiled. "My daughter deserves an honest mother more than she deserves easy money." Her words spread through the room like wildfire. Customers who had ignored her yesterday now stood to applaud. The owner immediately offered Anna a permanent job with fair wages, fresh meals every day, and a small room upstairs where she and Lily could finally sleep safely. Daniel quietly watched from his corner table. He realized the meal he had bought hadn't changed Anna's life. Her honesty, hard work, and dignity had changed everyone's hearts. Weeks passed and the little saloon became known for something greater than good food. Every evening, Anna baked fresh bread while Lily happily helped set the tables. Travelers no longer came only for a meal. They came because they knew they would be welcomed with respect. Daniel still stopped by after long days on the range, never expecting thanks. He simply smiled each time he saw Lily laughing instead of hiding her hunger. One cold evening, An elderly miner entered the saloon with empty pockets and lowered his head in shame. Before he could speak, Anna placed a warm bowl of stew in front of him. "You can settle the bill another way," she said gently. "Help us stack firewood tomorrow." The old man nodded with tears in his eyes. Daniel smiled quietly. The kindness that had once been shown to one hungry child was now being shared with strangers every single day. Soon the saloon owner hung a small wooden sign beside the entrance. "If you're willing to work, you'll never leave hungry." The words became famous across the valley. Ranchers, merchants, and travelers began offering jobs instead of judgment, believing that honest people deserved opportunities, not pity. One evening, as the sun disappeared behind the mountains, Lily hugged Daniel and whispered, "Mama says one meal saved our future." Daniel gently smiled. "No, little one," he replied, "it wasn't the meal, it was your mother's honesty that fed this town." From that day forward, the people of Silver Creek learned that true kindness isn't giving someone everything. It is giving them the chance to stand with dignity, and that simple act transformed a hungry family into a source of hope for an entire community. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who believes that kindness, honesty, and hard work can still change the world one meal at a time.